This past month, Ukraine made a bold move by launching a surprise offensive into Russia's Kursk region, marking the first major foreign incursion into Russian territory since World War II. Now, as Russian forces mount a counteroffensive, the strategic risks and rewards of Ukraine's operation are under intense scrutiny. On August 6, Ukrainian forces seized around 1,200 square kilometers of Russian territory in the Kursk region, a significant tactical victory that boosted morale and briefly shifted the narrative of the war. But with Ukraine's gains under threat from a Russian counteroffensive, the question remains: can Ukraine hold onto this territory, and at what cost? Ukraine's primary goal was to force Russia to divert resources from the Eastern Front, where Ukrainian troops have been steadily losing ground, especially around the critical railway hub of Pokrovsk. However, so far, Russia seems to be maintaining pressure on both fronts. According to Rob Lee, a military analyst, the outcome of the Kursk invasion depends on the resources each side commits to the fight. Ukraine hoped to stretch Russian forces thin, but if Russia commits only limited resources to Kursk while maintaining its focus on other areas, the pressure could shift back onto Kyiv's forces. On Wednesday, Russia launched its own counteroffensive in the Kursk region, quickly reclaiming about 63 square kilometers of territory on the left flank of the area Ukraine had seized. However, Deep State, a military analysis outlet linked to Ukraine's defense ministry, reports that Ukrainian forces are still making progress in the northern part of the region. Speaking at the Yalta European Strategy Conference in Kyiv on Friday, President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged the Russian counteroffensive but downplayed its significance, stating that Russian forces had started their rapid offensive actions but without major gains. He emphasized that Ukrainian troops are holding their positions and doing everything necessary to support Ukraine's broader military political objectives. Zelensky has hinted that Ukraine could use captured Russian territory as leverage in future peace negotiations, potentially holding onto it for the long term. However, this also means Ukraine now has an extended front to defend and reinforce, which could strain its resources and impact its defenses elsewhere. Analysts point out that Ukraine's forces have begun digging in along tree lines to consolidate their positions in Kursk. But this advantage may disappear with the onset of winter, when the loss of foliage will expose their positions to Russian surveillance. Compounding these challenges, Ukraine is still in the early stages of replenishing its forces following the implementation of its new mobilization law earlier this year. With limited options for rotating units or sending reinforcements, Ukraine is facing a lasting commitment in Kursk, one that may stretch its already strained military resources. Ukraine's audacious Kursk operation may have brought short-term gains, but it has also opened up new risks and challenges. As Russian forces push back, the coming months will be critical in determining whether Kyiv can hold onto its captured territory and whether it can maintain momentum in the broader conflict.